The silent power. Why she chases you. When you stop chasing her, here's a brutal truth no one tells you. Women don't want a man who chases them. They want a man they have to chase. A man who commands respect without uttering a single word. The moment you start chasing her, you instantly put yourself below her, and once she senses that, the attraction withers and dies. But if you flip this dynamic, if you show her you're not playing by her rules, she'll come crawling back to you, desperate for your attention. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. It's time to fundamentally shift the power in your relationships and make her fight to be in your life. Welcome back, gentlemen, to the channel that cuts through the noise and delivers the unapologetic truth about attraction, respect, and mastering your masculine power. If you're tired of being taken for granted, tired of pouring your heart out only to be met with indifference, then you're in the right place. This isn't about cheap tricks. It's about transforming yourself into the man she can't resist. Before we dive deep, if you're ready to reclaim your power and elevate your life, hit that subscribe button right now and join a community committed to unwavering self-improvement. We've all been fed the same insidious lie. The more effort you put into a woman, the more she'll love and appreciate you. But in reality, the harder you try, the faster she actually runs away. Let me ask you this directly. How many times have you witnessed guys overextending themselves, planning extravagant dates, texting constantly, buying lavish gifts, only for the woman to still pull back, seemingly unimpressed? It happens because the more you freely give, the less she intrinsically values you. Think about your own experiences. When was the last time you truly coveted something that was simply handed to you for free, without any effort on your part? The chase, the effort, the subtle challenge, that's what makes something truly valuable and desired. In the same vein, when you abruptly stop chasing her, you instantly become a challenge once more, a highly coveted prize worth fighting for. This is your golden opportunity, a pivotal moment to completely change the entire dynamic of your relationship. Let's dive deep into exactly how to achieve this. Number 1. Understanding why she pulled back. Before we even begin to explore the powerful tactics, you must first fundamentally understand why she pulled back in the first place. Because let me assure you, this isn't random. Women don't just pull away without a reason. It's always rooted in the intricate dance of power dynamics. When a woman perceives that she possesses too much control within a relationship, the powerful engine of attraction often dies. This isn't necessarily a conscious, calculated decision on her part. It's simply how human nature and relational psychology operate. If she feels like she has you completely on a leash, she will inevitably become bored, and eventually, her gaze will start to wander elsewhere. The harsh, undeniable reality is that people simply do not value what comes to them too easily, or without any effort. This is a fundamental aspect of human nature, and in relationships, it is no different. If you have been excessively available, overly eager to please, or too quick to respond to her every whim, you have already, perhaps unknowingly, diminished some of your inherent value in her eyes. Think about it logically. When she knows with absolute certainty that you will always pick up the phone, always be there for her at a moment's notice, she gradually stops truly appreciating your constant presence. She starts to take you completely for granted. And the very moment she feels she doesn't need to put in any effort whatsoever to earn or maintain your attention, she will inevitably pull back. Let me break this down for you even further. Women, often without even consciously realizing it, are constantly testing men. These tests frequently manifest in the form of pulling back emotionally, acting cold and distant, or becoming inexplicably detached. It's her subconscious way of assessing just how much control she actually has over you and the relationship dynamic. If you immediately start chasing her, blowing up her phone with texts, or frantically trying to fix things, you are inadvertently sending her a clear message that she is unequivocally in charge, that she can dictate the terms of the relationship, and that your approval is hers for the taking. And that precisely is when she irrevocably loses attraction for you. Perhaps you've been dating for a few months, and suddenly she starts taking longer and longer to reply to your texts. At first, you might shrug it off, dismissing it as a minor blip. But after a while, it becomes glaringly clear that she is actively pulling away. Your instinct, your deeply ingrained wiring, might scream at you to fix it, to send a thoughtful, heartfelt text, or perhaps surprise her with something sweet and endearing. But here's the critical insight you absolutely need to grasp. The moment you give her that expected validation, you lose even more precious ground. It's not about fixing superficial issues. It's about fundamentally resetting the entire power dynamic. Number 2. Emotional detachment. Now that you possess a clear understanding of why she's pulling back, it's time to introduce the single most powerful tool in your arsenal: emotional detachment. When you deliberately pull back emotionally, you are, in essence, creating a vital space for her to genuinely miss you. The minute you stop caring so much, stop being so invested in her every move, she will, paradoxically, start caring more. And let me be clear, this isn't about engaging in manipulative games. It's about strategically regaining your inherent power and commanding deep respect without having to utter a single word. Emotional detachment is an absolute game changer, a paradigm shift that most guys tragically fail to grasp. They mistakenly believe that showing less interest will inevitably lead them to lose the girl for good. But here's the powerful paradox. The moment you cease being constantly available, the moment you stop obsessing over every little thing she does, and the moment you stop actively seeking her validation, you magically become attractive to her once again. Think about the last time you desperately wanted something you couldn't easily have, whether it was a dream job, a lucrative business deal, or even the elusive attention from someone intriguing. That intense feeling of wanting it even more simply because it was just out of your reach. That's precisely what begins to happen to her when you strategically pull back. You need to embody an aura of complete unbotheredness by her pulling away. No desperate texts, no anxious calls, no obsessively checking her Instagram stories. You become a complete ghost. Why? Because your silence, in this critical moment, speaks infinitely louder and more powerfully than any words you could possibly utter. The minute she genuinely feels your absence, a void where your constant attention used to be, she will inevitably start thinking about you again. She will start wondering if she made a colossal mistake, if you're suddenly seeing someone else, or if you've simply moved on with your life. And that, my friend, is precisely when the tables dramatically turn in your favor. In today's hyper-connected world, people are more intertwined than ever before. Social media, constant texting, video calls. It's almost impossible to go a single day without knowing what someone is doing. But that, ironically, is precisely why emotional detachment works so incredibly well. When you are no longer reacting to her posts, no longer engaging with her online updates, she begins to feel your absence in a profound way that is utterly impossible for her to ignore or dismiss. This intentional void becomes a powerful magnet. Number 3. Avoiding common mistakes. Here's where the vast majority of guys tragically blow it. They panic when they don't hear from her for a while, and in their fear, they start making a cascade of common, attraction-killing mistakes. They send a checking-in text, they comment on her Instagram post, they subtly ask mutual friends about her. These might seem like small, innocuous moves, but let me be unequivocal. Each and every one of them systematically destroys your chances of getting her back, or even building a healthy, balanced relationship. Most guys simply cannot handle the uncomfortable silence. They rationalize, "I'll just send one message to check in, just to see if she's okay." But here's the brutal truth. That one message is more than enough to completely derail your entire carefully constructed plan. Why? Because the very moment you reach out, you have explicitly shown her that you're still actively thinking about her, that she still occupies a significant space in your mind, and crucially, that she is still unequivocally in control of the dynamic. And once she knows that, you have irrevocably lost the vital upper hand. Let's imagine a common scenario. She posts a new picture of herself looking absolutely amazing on Instagram, perhaps even a little provocative, clearly designed to solicit attention. Your immediate instinctual urge might be to instantly like the photo, maybe even drop a flattering comment or slide into her DMs to tell her how great she looks. But guess what? That is exactly what she wants and expects. She is, in essence, fishing for your attention and validation. And by eagerly giving it to her, you are overtly validating her behavior. You are explicitly showing her that you are still completely hooked, still emotionally invested. The worst part of this common mistake is that when you engage with her on social media, you freely give her the validation she desperately craves without her having to work for it at all. She gets to experience the flattering feeling of being desired and wanted, all without actually putting in any genuine effort to earn your valuable attention back. That's precisely why you need to ignore it all. Absolutely no likes, no comments, no direct messages. Let her wonder why you haven't noticed. Let her genuinely miss your absence and your attention. Number 4, the power of no contact. Now, we're delving into one of the most profoundly effective and psychologically potent strategies, the no contact rule. This is where you go completely and utterly silent. No texts, no calls, no checking in, no social media interaction of any kind. You effectively disappear from her life completely. And let me emphasize, this is precisely what unequivocally flips the switch in her mind, altering her perception of you and the power dynamic. The no contact rule is, in essence, psychological warfare, but it's warfare waged for your own self-respect and the re-establishment of a healthy balance. Women are inherently accustomed to men who simply cannot handle the discomfort of silence. They fully expect you to chase, to reach out, to relentlessly keep the conversation going. But when you deliberately refuse to do any of that, when you break the predictable pattern, it profoundly disrupts their entire sense of control and predictability. Suddenly, she is no longer the one holding all the power. You are. She will inevitably start wondering what on earth happened. Did you genuinely lose interest? Are you perhaps seeing someone else now? Did you simply move on with your life? This sudden, unsettling fear of losing you will drive her absolutely crazy, gnawing at her thoughts. For the next non-negotiable 30 days, you are a ghost. You do not text her, you do not call her, and you do not interact with her in any way, shape, or form, not even a seemingly innocent, "Hey, just checking in" message. And trust me when I say, this will undoubtedly be the hardest part of the entire process. Most guys simply cannot handle the idea of complete and utter silence. They grow impatient, thinking, what if she moves on during this time? But here's the undeniable reality. The longer you steadfastly maintain your silence, the more intensely she will miss you. In today's era of constant digital connection, people are utterly used to perpetual communication. Everyone is texting, snapping, DMing, but when you deliberately go dark, when she literally cannot see what you're doing, who you're with, or where you are, it creates an unbearable void. And that void, my friend, is precisely what makes her finally realize what she has been missing. She'll start to wonder, to fantasize, and eventually that burning curiosity will transform into decisive action. She will reach out. Number 5, how to stay focused during the pullback. The single biggest and most common mistake men make during the crucial no-contact period is passively sitting around, obsessively waiting for her to text them. They meticulously obsess over when she's going to reach out, compulsively checking their phones every 5 minutes. But let me be crystal clear, that is emphatically not what the no-contact rule is about. The entire profound point of this strategy is to intensely focus on you. While you are implementing the no-contact rule, you need to be relentlessly improving yourself in every conceivable way. Hit the gym with renewed intensity. Build your business or career with unwavering dedication. Learn new, valuable skills that enhance your life. This is your sacred time to become the absolute best version of yourself, a man she won't recognize as the one she casually pulled away from. You're not just passively sitting around, idly waiting for her to come back to you. You are actively making her want to come back by becoming the kind of high-value man she simply cannot resist. When she finally does reach out, you absolutely do not want to be the same guy she effortlessly pulled away from. You want to present yourself as a completely new, evolved version of yourself, demonstrably stronger, radiating more confidence, and achieving greater success in your life. This isn't solely about making her miss you. It's fundamentally about leveling up your entire existence so dramatically that when she eventually does come back, you are unequivocally the prize she has to earn. Consider some of the most successful and impactful men in the world. Many of them reach their absolute peak after enduring a major setback, a painful breakup, a significant failure, or a profound loss. They shrewdly used that pain, that heartbreak, as an unstoppable fuel to propel themselves to become vastly better versions of themselves. And that, precisely, is what you need to do now. When she eventually sees that you have profoundly transformed, that you have meticulously built a life that is demonstrably bigger and better than before, she will, without a shadow of a doubt, desperately want to be a part of it. Number 6. Use heartbreak as fuel. Heartbreak is undeniably painful. There's simply no sugarcoating that. But, and this is crucial, it is also the most potent, transformative fuel you will ever have access to in your life. Every single time you feel that overwhelming urge to text her, every time you feel that sharp sting of rejection, you must consciously channel it. Use that raw emotion as pure, unadulterated fuel to push yourself harder, further, and with greater intensity than ever before. Most men, unfortunately, waste the immense power of heartbreak by wallowing in self-pity, retreating into a shell of despair. But this, my friend, is your unprecedented chance to actively turn that pain into an incredibly powerful weapon for self-improvement. Heartbreak doesn't solely have to be a moment of debilitating weakness. It can and should be the catalyst for the genesis of the strongest, most resilient version of yourself. Transform your pain into unstoppable power. Heartbreak can either completely destroy you, leaving you broken and defeated, or it can fundamentally build you up, forging you into something far greater. The choice, unequivocally, is yours. You can either sit around feeling sorry for yourself, endlessly replaying every conversation in your mind, obsessively stalking her social media, and agonizing over where you went wrong. Or you can make the conscious, powerful decision to use that raw, intense pain to spectacularly transform yourself into a demonstrably stronger, more successful, and undeniably more attractive version of yourself. And trust me, when she eventually sees the formidable man you have become, she will deeply regret ever pulling away from you. Every single time you feel that almost irresistible urge to reach out, every time you feel the acute pain of losing her, you must remind yourself that this is a pivotal, defining moment. This is the precise point where the vast majority of men give up, where they crumble. But you, my friend, are not most men. Remind yourself that you are inherently better than that, stronger than that. You are not going to simply crumble under this immense pressure. Instead, you are going to systematically build yourself up, brick by emotional brick. Use that searing pain as an unyielding motivation to hit the gym harder, to work longer and smarter hours on your career or business, to relentlessly improve every single aspect of your life. The best revenge, the most satisfying victory, isn't about desperately getting her back. It's about becoming the kind of man she profoundly regrets losing, the kind of man she simply cannot forget. And here's the often overlooked truth: women always come back. Maybe it will take weeks, perhaps months, or even, in some cases, years. But they always circle back when they witness that you have dramatically leveled up your life. The ultimate goal here isn't solely to make her regret leaving you, though she most certainly will. The overarching goal is to make yourself so inherently high value, so self-sufficient, that her opinions and actions no longer possess the power to emotionally affect or control you. When you meticulously channel your heartbreak into relentless personal growth, you don't just win her back, you win, unequivocally, at life itself. Some of the most iconic and successful men throughout history masterfully utilized their pain and heartbreak as an indomitable fuel to propel them towards unparalleled greatness. Look at world-class athletes, formidable business moguls, and even influential public figures. Countless numbers of them faced some profound form of loss or rejection that ultimately catapulted them to the next extraordinary level of achievement and self-mastery. This, right now, is your opportunity. Do not, under any circumstances, let the pain defeat you. Instead, command it, harness it, and let it fiercely drive you to become the absolute best version of yourself, a man forged in the fires of adversity. While most men will choose to binge on Netflix or waste precious time haphazardly chasing other women to temporarily fill the emotional void, the true winners are those who bravely take that profound pain and purposefully transmute it into incredible productivity and unwavering progress. Every single hour you spend wallowing in self-pity is an hour you could be powerfully using to significantly improve your life. Instead of obsessively thinking about her, redirect that mental energy and think about what concrete action you can take today to get one decisive step closer to your most ambitious goals. Number 7. Building emotional strength. This isn't just about the temporary goal of getting her back. It's about the profound long-term journey of building unshakable emotional strength, so that no woman, or indeed anyone else, can ever again control or manipulate your emotional state. You need to become emotionally bulletproof, unshakable, and deeply grounded in who you are as a man, because the stronger you are emotionally, the less you will inherently rely on external validation, and paradoxically, the more intrinsically attractive you will become, not just to women but to everyone around you. Emotional strength is the foundational bedrock of every successful relationship and every significant triumph in life. Without it, you will constantly be swayed, buffeted, and dictated by what other people think, say, or do. When you lack true emotional strength, every little test or subtle pullback from her feels like a deeply personal attack, a direct assault on your worth. But when you are emotionally strong, you effortlessly rise above it. You become the kind of man who simply doesn't allow anyone to dictate his feelings, his reactions, or his sense of self-worth. And that, my friend, is the absolute key to achieving long-term, sustainable attraction. Women are naturally powerfully drawn to men who are confidently in control of their own emotions, who don't get easily rattled or thrown off course, and who remain resolutely grounded even when everything else around them feels utterly unstable and chaotic. You have to start actively practicing emotional detachment in every single area of your life. This doesn't mean you stop caring entirely. It means you stop reacting emotionally to everything. You don't permit her mood swings, her deliberate silence, or even her strategic pullbacks to dictate or disrupt your inner emotional state. You remain steady, unyielding, a beacon of calm, and when you consistently do that, something truly magical begins to unfold. You transform into the unwavering rock she can implicitly depend on. You become the man who is unshakable in the face of challenges, big or small. And that, in its essence, makes you utterly irresistible. Consider the most successful men in the world. They are not easily thrown off course by every minor obstacle or setback. They remain remarkably calm under immense pressure, and that is precisely why they ultimately succeed. It is exactly the same principle in relationships. When she tries to test you, when she pulls back, or when she acts emotionally, you remain composed. You do not react emotionally because you intrinsically know your immense value doesn't emanate from her fickle approval. It radiates powerfully from deep within yourself. The next time she pulls back or begins to test you, do not react impulsively. Do not blow up her phone. Do not frantically try to fix things. Instead, stay calm. Focus intently on yourself and your growth, and allow her to witness that her behavior no longer possesses the power to control you. This, unequivocally, is what separates the men who triumph in relationships from the men who constantly lose. Emotional strength is your impenetrable shield, and once you master it, no woman will ever again wield undue power over you. Number 8. Making her miss you. Here's the undeniable secret to making her genuinely miss you. Stop showering her with attention. Stop validating her without effort. When you strategically pull back, she will inevitably start missing you precisely because you are no longer constantly available, no longer predictably present. And in a world oversaturated with constant connection and digital noise, your profound absence will be the loudest, most compelling message you can possibly send. Absence, as the old adage perfectly states, undeniably makes the heart grow fonder. When you are perpetually around, always available at her beck and call, she never truly has the chance to genuinely miss your presence. But when you deliberately go silent, when you physically and digitally remove yourself from her immediate sphere of influence, she begins to feel that undeniable void, that profound emptiness where you once were. And that, my friend, is precisely when she will start to deeply miss you. Women, especially in today's hyper-connected world, are constantly inundated with attention. Social media likes, a steady stream of texts from various guys, endless compliments, and validation from every conceivable direction. But all of that, essentially, is just noise. When you deliberately choose to go silent, you effectively break through that overwhelming noise. She begins to think, why isn't he texting me anymore? Why isn't he liking my pictures? What on earth is going on with him? That intentional silence creates an alluring mystery, and mystery in turn creates powerful, undeniable attraction. Imagine this very common scenario. You're the guy who instinctively reacts to her every Instagram post, compulsively liking her photos, leaving comments on her stories. You mistakenly believe you're showing sincere interest, but in her eyes you're often just another eager guy desperately trying to get her attention. But when you abruptly stop reacting, when you conspicuously don't like her latest selfie or comment on her new post, she notices. This is pure human nature. The more you deliberately withhold your attention, the more profoundly valuable it inherently becomes. She'll start to genuinely wonder why you're no longer showering her with the validation she's grown accustomed to receiving from you. And that, precisely, is where the magic of attraction truly begins to happen. Perhaps she posts a story of herself out with her friends, laughing, having fun, and she's utterly used to you checking in with a "looks like a good time" message. But this time, you don't react. You don't watch her story. You don't like her post. In her mind, a torrent of questions begins. Did I lose him? Is he seeing someone else? Why isn't he as interested as he was before? That unsettling uncertainty is incredibly powerful. It subtly eats away at her thoughts. And the longer she doesn't hear from you, the more intensely she starts to miss you. If she then tries to deliberately get your attention by posting provocative thirst traps or cryptic indirect messages on social media, stay cool. Do not engage. Let her feel that you are deliberately out of her easy reach. Your powerful lack of reaction will, quite simply, drive her absolutely crazy, and she'll find herself thinking about you more than ever before. In this era of ceaseless, constant communication, your deliberate silence is golden. When she finally realizes she can no longer effortlessly command your attention as she once did, she will be the one actively chasing after you, desperately trying to figure out what precisely changed. Remember, it's all about flipping the script. In a world where everyone is perpetually connected, you powerfully stand out by being the one who isn't. When you stop consistently showing up in her notifications, you are no longer merely part of the background noise. Now, you are the profound silence she absolutely cannot ignore. And that silence, my friend, is the single most powerful tool in your arsenal to make her genuinely miss you and desire your presence. Number 9. What to do when she reaches out. When she finally, inevitably reaches out, it's absolutely crucial to stay calm, collected, and play it cool. Do not, under any circumstances, jump right back into the same old dynamic that initially caused her to pull away in the first place. This is your defining moment, your opportunity to powerfully show her that you have fundamentally changed, that you are no longer the same guy who used to hang on her every word. Keep your responses short. Project unwavering confidence, and critically, make her actively work for your attention and time. The key here is to meticulously avoid showing any sign of being overly eager or desperate. When she reaches out, she's essentially testing the waters. Perhaps she genuinely misses you. Maybe she's simply curious about your newfound absence, or perhaps she's just looking for that familiar validation from you. But regardless of her underlying motivation for reaching out, the absolute worst thing you can do is respond immediately with a long, overly emotional or effusive message. She will see right through that, instantly recognizing that she still holds immense power over your emotional state. Instead, you need to remain completely composed, convey that you are doing perfectly fine and thriving without her, and subtly but firmly, make it clear that she needs to earn your valuable time and attention. Here's a practical, actionable example. If she sends a casual message like, "Hey, how have you been?" do not respond right away. Give it some time. Wait a few hours, or even an entire day. When you do respond, keep it notably short, confident, and almost indifferent. "Hey, I've been good. Really busy with some cool projects." How about you? Notice how you are not giving her any emotional leverage here. You are simply stating that you've been busy and actively moving forward with your life. This expertly keeps her wondering if she still holds any significant place in your world. By deliberately delaying your response and keeping it brief, you are effectively signaling to her that your life no longer revolves around her. She'll begin to think, has he moved on? Is he seeing someone else? Why isn't he as interested as before? This powerful uncertainty is precisely what you want to create. It keeps her intrigued, and more importantly, makes her realize that she no longer wields the same control over you as she once did. However, here's the paramount part. Do not fall back into old habits after she reaches out. It's incredibly tempting to want to rekindle things quickly, especially if she seems interested again. But remember, this entire process is about fundamentally resetting the power dynamic. Let her come to you. Let her work to regain your attention. Respond when it's genuinely necessary, but always maintain the upper hand by staying steadfastly focused on your own life, your personal goals, and your unwavering self-improvement. Let's say she eventually asks to meet up. Perhaps she says, "We should hang out sometime," or "I miss you, let's catch up." Instead of eagerly jumping at the opportunity, play it cool. Respond with something like, "Yeah, maybe, I've got a lot going on this week, but we'll see if I can squeeze something in." This keeps the control firmly in your hands. You are clearly showing her that she is no longer your absolute top priority, and that, my friend, is an incredibly powerful message to send. You're letting her know that if she genuinely wants to see you, she will have to fit into your schedule, not the other way around. Women are intrinsically drawn to men who possess a clear purpose and unwavering direction in life. When she sees that you are not dropping everything to meet her or shower her with attention, it sends a crystal clear signal. You have a fulfilling life, and she is no longer the undisputed center of it. This dramatic reversal in the dynamic will make her desire you even more intensely, because now she understands she has to earn your precious time and attention once again. It also makes you exponentially more attractive because you have powerfully demonstrated emotional strength and profound independence, two traits that are utterly irresistible to the vast majority of women. Do not, under any circumstances, let her know how much you've missed her or how incredibly hard it's been without her. Even if you've been constantly thinking about her, do not reveal that vulnerability. Keep your emotions meticulously in check and stay firmly on the path of relentless self-improvement. When she comes back, she should encounter a version of you that is even better, even more evolved than before. a version that simply doesn't need her validation to feel complete or worthy. Number 10. Reinstate boundaries and power dynamics. Once she's back in your orbit, the power dynamics absolutely must change permanently. You cannot, under any circumstances, revert to the same old situation where she held the undeniable upper hand and dictated terms. This time, it's fundamentally different. You need to make absolutely certain that she knows you are no longer the man who will chase, and that if she genuinely wants to remain a part of your life, she's going to have to respect your clearly defined boundaries. The only way she's coming back into your life and staying is on your terms, not hers. When she reaches out and re-enters your life, you simply cannot welcome her back with open arms, as if nothing significant happened. You have a crucial opportunity to reset the fundamental relationship dynamics and make it unequivocally clear that you are now in control. She needs to understand, unequivocally, that you have changed. You are not the same guy who was constantly at her beck and call, instantly responding to her every whim and action. She will be expecting the old you, the one who was always readily available, always eager to please. But what she needs to find, and what you must present, is a man who values himself first and foremost, a man whose self-respect is non-negotiable. Here's the deal, explicitly stated. When she comes back, she needs to actively earn her place in your life again. Do not give her the same immediate level of access and priority she had before. If she was your main priority before, she is demonstrably not anymore. She's going to have to prove herself, show you through consistent actions that she genuinely values your time, respects your newly established boundaries, and is willing to invest in the relationship on your new terms. You have to communicate these boundaries clearly, but always calmly and with self-assurance. Do not be aggressive or defensive. Instead, let her know with quiet confidence that things have irrevocably changed, and if she wants to be a meaningful part of your life, she needs to respect this new, balanced dynamic. Let her feel deep down that her past behavior and any manipulative games will no longer be tolerated. You are no longer the man she casually pulled away from. You have powerfully evolved, and she needs to rise to your level if she genuinely wants to be with you. When she tries to reach out, do not immediately jump into long, drawn-out conversations or eagerly make plans to meet up. Instead, keep the initial interactions light, brief, and firmly controlled by you. If she asks to meet, let her know you're currently busy and that you'll get back to her when you have the available time. This strategic approach establishes that your time is incredibly valuable, and she can no longer expect you to be available at the snap of her fingers. The key here is unwavering consistency. Boundaries only function effectively if you consistently maintain them. If she tries to test you again by pulling back or playing games, you need to stand absolutely firm. She should know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that if she crosses the line, you are entirely willing to walk away without hesitation. No more second chances for disrespectful behavior. This is fundamentally about mutual respect, and if she cannot give you that, then she simply does not deserve your valuable time or attention. She needs to clearly see that you have transformed into a high-value man, one who does not tolerate disrespect, games, or emotional manipulation. By establishing and consistently upholding clear boundaries, you not only command her respect but also actively ensure that the power dynamic remains healthy and balanced. If she truly wants to be in your life, she is unequivocally going to have to work for it this time. And that, my friend, is how you permanently keep the upper hand, how you maintain control of your own destiny and relationships. This isn't solely about getting her back. This is about profoundly transforming yourself into the kind of man who doesn't need to chase anyone or anything. You are the prize. You are the one in control. By relentlessly focusing on your own growth, diligently setting and maintaining clear boundaries, and mastering your own emotional strength, you have completely changed the game. She's going to come back because now you are a challenge, an intriguing man she cannot easily control or predict. But the real ultimate power isn't merely in making her come back. It's in becoming the kind of man who has the unwavering strength and conviction to walk away if she doesn't consistently rise to your elevated level. This profound journey isn't just about superficially fixing a broken relationship. It's about fundamentally fixing and optimizing yourself. And when you diligently do that, when you wholeheartedly put in the essential work and dramatically elevate every aspect of your life, you won't just have one woman desiring your attention. You'll have an abundance of options, a testament to your newfound value. And that, unequivocally, is what makes you truly unstoppable. You are no longer the guy desperately begging for her approval. You are the formidable man who commands respect effortlessly and naturally. She'll notice. Everyone will notice. And when she comes crawling back, desperate for your attention, it won't even matter anymore if you choose to take her back or not, because you will have become the kind of man who is completely in control of his own destiny, his own emotions, and his own life. That, above all else, is what truly, profoundly matters. Now, it's time to act decisively. This isn't just another video you passively watch and then immediately forget. This is a profound wake-up call, a clarion call to action. If you are genuinely serious about seizing complete control of your life and your relationships, it starts now. Don't just sit back passively and allow the same old, self-sabotaging patterns to relentlessly run your relationships into the ground. It's time to rise and become the high-value man you were always destined to be. If you're ready to powerfully turn your pain into indomitable power, to stop chasing and finally start living life authentically on your own terms, then hit that subscribe button right now. This channel is precisely where you'll consistently find the essential tools, the unwavering mindset, and the proven strategies to powerfully elevate every single aspect of your life. Like this video if you found even one piece of advice that resonated deeply and truly hit home, and share it with someone you know who is currently stuck in that same painful cycle of chasing. Don't passively wait for change, actively create it. The very first, crucial step to becoming the man who commands respect, attention, and admiration starts here, right now,